Hey guys, it's your favorite serial entrepreneur, former educator, full-time investor, Tasha the Boss Chick. I am super excited on tonight to be back with you again. Yes, two or twice in one day, right? I'm super excited, super stoked up about the information I'm about to share with you tonight. Look, I've been in a conference for the last 4 days. Just flew back into Atlanta. Haven't really been here a good 24 hours, and we were up at it again today. We're going to be in the office all week long, having one-on-ones and sharing this platform of DeFi. What is DeFi? What is cryptocurrency? What is a digital wallet? How can I participate? How can I leverage? I hear, or how many of you have heard, that once you invest and start building assets in cryptocurrency, this decentralized market, that the government can't touch it. It's true, guys. They can touch your money. They can touch and tax you on everything else on the US dollar. But when you learn the new rules of money, when you learn the secrets of the wealthy, you're going to be so much more in better position. You're going to secure a spot, in the top 5%ers who are uberly wealthy. You and your family, guys, build generational wealth with me. I'm Tasha the Boss Chick. I fired my boss. I was a school teacher 14 years. I have not been back to work in over 6 years. I work from home for myself, and I love it because it doesn't even feel like work. I'm just showing people how to multiply their income and just thrive in this space. I'm live on 2 different streams. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tap you into the free Zoom that we're having tonight right now. So stay tuned. I'm about to disappear. I'm going to merge the two. Like I said, I'm on 2 different streams right now. I'm going to merge you guys. My mentor, multimillionaire, Dr. China Bethley, is live. She's going to break it down for you. Metaverse. Think about that. Remember that. Metaverse. That's the new name for Facebook. I can show you how to make money off the new Facebook, the whole digital experience. So stay tuned and sit back, take some notes, reach out to me. How can you get started? Go to my website, sayyesanwin.com. Sayyesanwin.com. Hit the join button. We actually have a promo for the next few days for $185 if you pick one platform. I definitely encourage you to pick DCX. But for those who don't want to leave any money on the table, at the end of the day, go to my website, hit join now, and pick the elite. All of my team have the elite package, but for this short period of time, we're having a sale. So pick you one package. I prefer DCX. Overall, that's what we're moving into. And you can start for $185. You got to invest to get in this space, baby. This is not free information. And we're showing you how to become wealthy. But it's up to you. You have to show up for your success. You got to be willing to use the tools. All right, I'm out of here. Tap in, tap in. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Hold on 1 second.
Recording in progress. Facebook from Facebook to Meta. What is this? This looks weird. It's strange. What's going on? It is probably weird and strange to most people, but let me take you back now. I could a little bit. Now let me take a little bit. Imagine it's 1995. For those of you who are of age, I remember 1995. 1996, 1997, going into 1998, and boom, finally 1999. Well, most people were so nervous about this thing called the internet because they didn't understand it. What is this internet? They were afraid. Listen to me very well. I need you for a second. If you're going to go down this memory lane with me, press 3s in the chat so that I can help this make sense for you. We've been here before. And when you understand that we've been here before, it will help you to get a grips on things, to know now how you need to operate to move forward, to maximize where we're at right now. I remember 1999, my mama pulled all her money out the bank because she didn't know what was going to happen, because she was thinking that maybe she was going to lose her money in the bank. I remember people were saying party like it's 1999. I remember crying and hugging people like we was not going to make it to 2000 and everybody was going to just evaporate. I don't know what the heck people thought. But if you can remember this time, people were afraid. They did not understand where we were going. They did not understand how it was going to happen. Now it's 2021. We can clearly relate and clearly agree that we were probably thinking too small at that time. That's why we did not understand. We didn't understand that our lives was going to be so dependent upon this particular internet that we were fearing. We didn't realize the very thing that we were afraid of was an opportunity to become wealthy. Does that make sense? What if somebody would have introduced you in 1997? Because that's the year, it's 1997 right now. What if somebody would have introduced you in 1997 to an opportunity to invest into the internet? What if you could have invested into a .com or anything internet related? For number one, it would have meant that you was an early adopter. For number two, it would have meant that you were a self-thinker, meaning that you used your own brain to think. That meant that you did not lean on fear. You didn't attempt to understand everything, because here's the thing about the future. You can't understand everything about the future. You understand it as it goes and you move in, right? You move in. What you mean take it off? You move in with a sense of urgency because you understand the power of being an early adopter. Right now, we have a unique opportunity that we may never have again in our lifetime. We had one in 1997. If you were introduced or approached to invest into the internet, in let's say Amazon, let's say you was introduced or had an opportunity in the early 2000s to invest into Google. Let's say you had an opportunity where somebody said, hey, listen, I know this guy who owns a company named Facebook. He's looking for some investors. You may not need a lot of money, but they believe it's going to be the future of how we communicate and how we engage, right? You would have had to been future. You would have to been a person that really had a mind that was ready for evolution, open for change, ready for the next level, because really all we think about is what we currently know. So when I show you the metaverse and I show you that real estate, digital real estate is being purchased right now on the metaverse, and I share with you that companies that you know and respect that get a lot of your money right now are making major moves to become trillion-dollar companies on this digital platform, sometimes the time that it takes for you to understand it causes you to miss the opportunity to benefit from it. So whether you understand it or not, like it or not, it's happening. So then now what do? You find a way to get in position. You find a way to maximize. When we're talking about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, when we're talking about cryptocurrencies like, is it choppy over here? Is that why you guys saying it? Is it choppy? Let me know. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, when we're talking about these different NFTs, it's creating opportunity for you to actually generate wealth in this new technology that's revolutionizing the way we do everything. So here's what I want you to write down at the top of your paper, because class is in session. Your understanding is not required. What did I say? Your understanding is not required. Your understanding is not required to have access to this world that's helping people to become wealthier than they could have ever imagined, because they took advantage of an opportunity that was presented. It's not about how much money you have. It's not even about how much time you have. It's about getting in the right time, and right now is the right time. Your understanding is not required, but your access is, because this is where you gain understanding. What I'm going to present to you tonight is an opportunity to partner with a platform, an academy that's going to teach you all about the metaverse, giving you an opportunity to participate in a platform that is absolutely changing the way we do everything. Whether you like it or not, it's already happening. Is already happening. And so I really want to put the masses of people in a position to benefit from what we have happening right now. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my slides my screen here, and then I want to bring on a special guest in just a moment. We're going to talk a little bit about cryptocurrency and the importance of cryptocurrency in our current economy right now. The importance of getting involved, for number one, so that you are not taken advantage of. So many people, believe it or not, are being taken advantage of as we speak right now, because they know that something big is happening with cryptocurrency, but they don't know what, they don't know when, they don't know where, they don't know how. And so when somebody comes and says something to them, they don't realize that that's not what it's supposed to be. Like, wait a minute, it don't go like that. That's not supposed to happen like that. And so when you have access to the community that I'm gonna provide to you guys right now, in just a moment, it prevents you from being taken advantage of, because now you're educating yourself. You're educating yourself. So here's what I want to do. Let me see the best way that I could do this to show it to both of you. So here we go. What you're looking at on your screen on the back end, and will be in a second on the front end. I'm streaming multiple places. All right, bam, you should see it now. Bitcoin. The current price of Bitcoin, if you can see it on the back end, drop ones in the chat. Let me just make sure you guys can see what I see. Drop ones in the chat. If you can see it on the back, drop ones in the chat. The current price of Bitcoin as we speak. Oh, baby. What? Do you know how many people are developing generational wealth while you scratch your head to figure out what the heck is going on? Guys, Bitcoin in this very moment is $67,548.80. What? Somebody said that they wanted to buy Bitcoin when it was 20,000, but they wanted to wait until it pulled back to 10,000. Now they wish they would have got in for 20,000. Bitcoin right now, guys, is the cryptocurrency with the strongest foundation of all of them. This decentralized digital currency puts you in a position to even the playing field as it relates to wealth accumulation. Listen, here's what I recommend you do. Get any amount of it and figure it out as it goes up. You don't need to buy $67,000 of Bitcoin to participate in the wealth transfer that's happening as we speak. Wealth is being transferred now from those that are not prepared to those who are. It's increased $2,000 since yesterday. Meanwhile, the US dollar that your money is connected to, your wealth is connected to, your retirement is connected to, your legacy is connected to, look at what it's doing. It's dwindling right before your eyes. The US dollar is dwindling right before your eyes. This is not China's philosophy right here. This is facts and figures. I didn't make up this website. I didn't make up that graphic. I didn't make up any of this. This is showing you what's happening with the money that most people are connecting their wealth and their future to. Since 1913, the US dollar has lost 97% of its purchasing power. What does that mean for you? That means that every day that you wake up, your money is worth less. Worthless. Worthless. And most people have their money housed in traditional financial institutions like banks, because that's what we were taught to do, but that's an antiquated system now. Most people money is connected to a banking system that no longer even pays you to have your money in the bank. Look at this right here, guys. Remember I said let's go back into the past really quick, and I said remember the .com right here, as you guys can see, right before the 2003 mark right here. The .com bubble right here, everything began to change, guys. Everything began to change. People became more wealthier than they had ever been before. Go to Facebook if you want to see Peaches. They became more wealthier than they had ever been before because they got involved. But guess what that means? And I want you to pay attention to this. Listen to me. If you have not done your due diligence, maybe it's because you don't even know the questions to ask, and I get it. 5 years ago, when I was introduced to this space, I didn't even know what to ask. I didn't know what to Google. And not only did I not know what to ask, or did I not know what to Google, I did not know if the point of reference that I received was going to be accurate. Anybody could put something on Google. Nobody's being vetted out on Google. You could take the conversation that I'm having with you right now, and you can go put it on YouTube. And somebody could listen to you and say, wait, they kind of know what they're talking about here, because I know what I'm talking about. But it doesn't mean that you do. Does that make sense? So there's no vetting process. So you got to be careful of the resource that you connect to for information. The dollar is declining right before our eyes. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is doing just the opposite. And some of you thinking 67,000, that's expensive. I don't have that kind of money. You could invest $67. You can start purchasing at any level. One of the reasons that it's very important that you become very aggressive and urgent with this is because of where Bitcoin is going. Citibank released this, guys, last year, that Bitcoin is projected to be at $300,000 by December of 2021. I've been putting you guys on to this since January. The people who invested, guess what? They got in when it was $30,000 in January. And they positioned themselves with the proper and appropriate strategy because they had access to someone who's been inside the space for over 5 years with a consistent message. It's very important. Somebody say I'm in Genesis class and now what's your name? I'm Bitcoin mommy on there, but you got to give me a second. I'm working for, give me a second. I'll come back. Guys, there's two things I don't do: game and gamble. But guess what is intriguing me about this metaverse? All of these people are not moving into this space aggressively for nothing. The price point is actually affordable to buy in. I don't know everything about the metaverse, nor would I pretend to, but I'm a businesswoman that understands economics. And what I understand is that the future of money is digital. The future of money is now. And the currency on this metaverse is cryptocurrencies and tokens. And these NFTs are going to play a major role in it. And so I'm making sure that we are in what? Position. Don't be fearful of the future. Push into the future, because if you're breathing, you're going to experience it anyway. The question is, what side of it will you experience it on? Does that make sense? So what's happening now, ladies and gentlemen, is you have an opportunity to actually get into banking. You have an opportunity to grow your money between 12 and 17%. 12 and 17%. Leveraging cryptocurrencies with something called DeFi. We're still talking crypto. We're still talking digital money. But what does all of this stuff mean? How do I maximize it? How do I get involved? What do I do? Where do I go? That's what we give you access to. We give you access to all of these details when you join us inside of our academy. Guys, this stuff is absolutely mind-blowing. It's absolutely amazing. What I want to do right now is I want to bring on a gentleman who had been working with me for, I think, about maybe 3 or 4 years now. This gentleman and his wife is doing a phenomenal job. And it really jumped into this space as professionals, as business owners, whereas they could have been like, well, we're doing good in real estate already. We're good. You know, the worst thing that you could do right now is assume that you're good. Assume that you're good when there's an opportunity to not just be great, but excellent. If you have not diversified your portfolio and added digital currency to it, it doesn't really matter how good you think you're doing if everything you have is connected to the US dollar. We're giving you an opportunity to plug in. So I want you to hear from this gentleman who's doing extremely well inside of this space, really based on what we experienced just this weekend in Houston, Texas. Mr. Boston, he's a chairman inside of this space, doing very well for himself and his family, have grown a very attractive portfolio, extremely diversified. And I just want you to hear a different perspective before I show you more of the platform, guys. If you are ready to get started, before we even go any further, if you know you need the right education to make the right moves, to have access to the right strategies, just drop 7s in the chat right now. I want to see who you are, where you are, and who we're going to be working with once we get off of this call, because we have something very, very sweet for you, very special for you at the end of this call. So I want to see if my brother is on right now. Mr. Boston, go ahead and raise your hand so that we can pull you up. I believe you are here. I believe you are now unmuted. Come on in, Mr. Boston. I'm super excited about this alliance. I'm excited about what's happening. I know I wasn't able to show a whole lot of the metaverse, but to see what's going on right now It is just mind-boggling, to be honest with you. So come on in and take it away. Hey, I don't think we can hear you. I see you're unmuted. Can you guys hear him? We cannot hear you, Boston. So while he works on his audio, I see that you're unmuted, but for some reason we cannot hear you. You may have to go to a different device. I don't even see the audio moving. Okay, so while he's doing that, while he's getting on a different device so that we can perhaps hear him, I want to share with you the platform. And let me say something to you guys. I've been investing now for about 12 years. I've been involved in cryptocurrency for about 5, almost 6 years now. Heavily invested for compliance purposes. I'm always very mindful, and also for just the proper etiquette, I'm very mindful, guys. You know, we're in the space that's now digital. So we went from having things like, you know, regular criminals to having digital criminals or cyber criminals. And so you want to be very mindful inside of this space, which is why you want to be educated and connected to the right people. So I want to share, first of all, Boston, were you able to make it back on? Let's see if he made it back in here. Okay, so Amaya, if you can just run it back, and once he gets in here, then we could bring him back in. But I want to share this with everybody to see the platform that's going to give you the #1 education in the world. There's nowhere in the world to get it at the price point that you're going to get this education at. Nowhere in the world that's going to provide you the level of education that we provide to you, as well as the magnitude of what we provide to you. We give you an elite level of education and information to allow you to make the proper informed decisions to really become very, very successful inside of this space. One of the things that I told you guys in the beginning is that my heart is for women of color and minorities to not just normalize the wealth conversation, but to normalize the wealth reality. I don't want to just be talking about money. I'm excited that we're having a conversation, but we want to put you in a position of accumulating money, of maximizing what's happening digitally. So here's what we do. We know you know nothing, or we assume you know nothing coming into this space. We assume that you're a very busy professional, a busy mom, a student with a lot on your plate. We respect and recognize that. Because we are intentional about making sure you have a seat at this table, we've broken it down in little bite-sized pieces so that you can attain the information that's provided, and we give you access to a platform that breaks down these videos going into the depths of digital money like foreign exchange. The Forex market is a $6.7 trillion market, and it's the exchange of one currency for another. So while we're exchanging currencies like the US dollar to the euro to the Japanese yen, the US dollar to the Canadian dollar. While we're making those exchanges on the Forex side, we're also making those exchanges on a digital currency side. The digital currency side, like the Bitcoin going against the USD or Ethereum against USD, we're putting you in a position to now, watch this, leverage the foreign exchange market to trade cryptocurrencies. What this means for you essentially is that you get to trade inside of these markets, whether it's going up or down, and maximize your earning potential. So here's what you get. You get access to a curriculum where we have hundreds of courses available. Now, we won't go into the depth of this video, but I do want you to see the level of professionalism that it is. This is not something that we just recorded on but no, we talking about billions of dollars being invested into a technology to give you something state of the art. Mastery Academy for Forex. We won't get into the depth of the video. I just want you to see what you get. You get to understand in very small sizes, 4-minute videos, what is Forex, the history of Forex, what's traded in the market. So at your leisure, at your time convenience, you can hop on and get the fundamentals necessary. Understand the basic vocabularies needed so that when you hop into live sessions with real educators that are happening around the clock, multiple times a day, in multiple different academies, you don't feel lost or left out. Guys, look at this. From the very beginner who knows nothing to the person that's a bit intermediate to the person that's advanced, you have everything that you need here. From series 100, 200, 300, and 400, down to, harmonics and Fibonacci's and, really understanding the market structures and understanding fundamentals and technical analysis from the best. And listen, when I say the best in the game, I know that there's some great teachers, and I'm grateful. But let's just be very transparent and honest. How many of you went to college, a traditional university, and there was a teacher teaching you about a particular subject that they were not successful in themselves? They could teach you the curriculum, but they had no actual physical success, practical success in that subject matter. So for me personally, I don't want to learn from you if you have not experienced success in that particular area. Personally, I don't care how good of a teacher you are in any curriculum, because I believe that there's something called experience that is very important in that process of success. So when I say that what we provide to you is the creme de la creme, it's because the educators that's on this platform have been vetted out to make sure that they're not just good at teaching, but they're good at trading. They're good at providing you real practical information of how to maximize digital money across the board. And we're not new to this. We didn't just come around because Facebook decided to change its name. We've been doing this for quite some time. So here's what you get. You get access to pre-recorded videos via courses that you can watch at your leisure for basic education inside of the foreign exchange market, the digital currency market, as well as the high frequency market. But that's not it. How many of you are a little bit more hands-on? You're a hands-on learner. If you're, I'm hands-on. I know I need a little bit more live interaction. You know, I like the pre-recorded videos. That's cute. And you ain't gonna better just get it to me, you know, once a week or twice a week, whenever you available, because I might not be available when you're available. And that's why what we have is so powerful. It's in multiple different languages, ladies and gentlemen, because we're a global company in 120 countries around the world. That's why we're number one at what we do. These are some of the top performing educators this week. So what happens is when you have access, for example, to the DCX Academy, and you hop on a session, for example, like we did today with Mr. Nick Gomez, who really broke down the depths of the metaverse, which was absolutely powerful. He really was able to give you the nuts and bolts. He was able to provide to you the where-tos, the how-tos, right? So whoever invited you here tonight, it doesn't matter where they are in their process. They may have just got started with us this week, but they thought enough of you because they love you, they trust you, or they respect you. They thought enough of you to say, listen, I just got involved in this thing and I'm really excited about it. I set some extreme goals for this year, 2021, and I thought about you. See, here's the thing. They are the plug. You're not going to be learning from them. You're going to be learning with them because you want to learn from an expert. You want to learn from instructors who have receipts and results, right? And so we put you in a position to have access to over 200 educators that's on this platform teaching you in depth from very basics to in-depth about the world of cryptocurrencies, about the world of NFTs, about the world of all things digital money, about the world of the metaverse, the blockchain technologies, and so much more, guys. This world is so expansive, and you get this information, not social media information, guys. I'm not talking about stuff that's just trending. I'm talking about CEOs of companies are sitting down with us because they understand that we're a giant inside of this space with over 400,000 students. Does that make sense? So we put you in a winning position to maximize it. In fact, when you join us, you don't have to wait to become an expert to profit from this. We want you to actually earn money while you're learning. So as soon as you get started tonight, we get you set up, not just with a demo account, but we want to get you identifying, hey, listen, are you ready to start making some investments tonight? We'd love to tell you about some projects that you can get involved in. There's some people that only invest $100. And when they invest $100, guess what? They can put it into some smaller projects or some larger projects and let it grow. The bottom line is not how much you put in, it's when you get in. It's not how much time you take to do it, it's when you position yourself. And that's why there's extreme urgency for you to get started tonight. Why? Because the price is going up. The price is going up for everything. So what I want to do now, I want to check to see if Boston, if you made it back to the call, please go ahead and raise your hand. Let's see if we can hear you now on the line. Boston, if you're out there, go ahead and see if we could
Yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear now. I am going to go. Perfect. We can also.
Awesome.
You're in the house, brother. Listen, we had an opportunity this weekend to change the game. They don't know yet. They don't know what they don't know. And I think that, you know, for me personally, boss, and I want to just do a little bit of an interview style with you. For me personally, when I see people coming into this space, especially people of color, I'm really excited that we're here, whether they're doing it with us or however they're doing it. But I think sometimes people feel a little threatened because we're a giant in this space. And I get it. Everybody wants the number one spot. But there's levels to this thing. And
yes, it is.
Houston, Texas, with over 10,000 people in a room, you know, that were excited. These people were not crazy. These people experiencing freedom that nothing else had been able to give them. Talk a little bit about your experience in working with us since you've been on board, you know, with the academy, how it's changed your life, the impact that you and your wife are making. What are some of the reasons that you think a person needs to be extremely urgent at getting started with this opportunity?
Well, first of all, Dr. China, I want to say thank you. Thank you just for getting on the top of the roof and shouting this out, because this is a PSA. This is a PSA moment, right? Thank you very much just for being that leader, being that person who is taking charge and pushing this. Because see, a lot of people, you guys are on the call, but you guys don't really understand the urgency. This is why she's stressing, like, listen, ladies and gentlemen, look at what's happening right now. You know, we were at an event this past weekend with talking about over 10,000 people that are all like-minded. Everyone was in the same like-mindedness, the same mindset, walking the same walk towards this digital space, understanding that, you know what, I have an opportunity to really change my life, but more importantly, change the lives of others. So this weekend was so powerful for me because it was like no other. You know, we've gone to a lot of gathering, a lot of conventions, but what this weekend did is that you mentioned about 1995, 1997. You talked about going into the millennium when everybody was just, hey, take my money out. Oh my God, the world is going to be over. Party like it's 1999, right? But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still questioning what's really happening, if you're still worried, like, okay, well, how is this going to be beneficial to me? Well, what you're actually experiencing right now, what you're experiencing is like no other. We weren't alive for this type of wealth transfer that's happening right now. You are in a position, what Dr. China was explaining is that you guys are in a position literally to change your whole generations. And I'm talking generations at 100 years and more, because now we're moving in this blockchain technology. Now, I want you guys to understand the security behind what she's talking about. She's showing you guys the metaverse. And right now in front of your face, Facebook changed your name. Metaverse, Meta. And you are still questioning if it makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, what they're doing is operating in the blockchain. See, what they're doing is shaping themselves to come out from the central zone and go into the decentralized zone. When you heard her talk about DeFi, it's the decentralized zone that we're talking about. So this metaverse that you're looking at, that's happening in front of you, don't be a statistic and be on the sideline waving at us. Don't exhibit dinosaur-like behavior, and then you're literally stuck being extinct like the dinosaur. The blockchain, ladies and gentlemen, it came around when Bitcoin was formed. And understand, when you hear about these XRP, when you hear about Bitcoin, when you hear about Ethereum, they're not one and the same. The blockchain is the blockchain. Cryptocurrency operate on the blockchain. The blockchain is your safety net. The blockchain is set up in such a way that it protects you because it's for the people, by the people. So what this academy is doing, what we're offering, guys, is to put you in a position to really learn how to become dependent on yourself and become bankable. Because we're going to teach you that in this decentralized zone. So Dr. China, it's amazing that you should talk about the fact of, you know, we've been here now for about, it's actually going on 4 years that we've been here, right? 4 years. And yes, exactly, 4 years. And I want to tell you guys, it's just been such an amazing journey. It has helped my wife and I to really secure, you know, another bag, right? An additional bag. But let me tell you why this bag is so special to us, right? It is special because we get to serve, okay? See, the thing there is that we had a business where we feed the less fortunate every weekend. But we realized that, okay, when you feed somebody, you give them fish and they eat for a day, they're hungry tomorrow. So when Dr. China proposed this and she said, listen, Boston, have you checked out what's going on right now? And we looked at the scope of it. I said, I need in, I want in. Because why? It was able to now help us to really not only feed people and them eat for a day, they learn a skill. They learn how to invest, and then they eat for a lifetime. This is what it's been doing for us. This is that part that I'm so fired up about, Dr. China. And I love this weekend really exemplify that.
Share some of the testimonies of people inside of your organization who have gotten started with us, whether they knew anything about this space or whether they were, experts inside this space. What are some of the results that people are experiencing from getting involved in making a quick decision, like urgent decision, not delaying, not procrastinating, because Bitcoin is constantly going up and a lot of other currencies as well. Why is it important for somebody to get started tonight is the second question. And what are some of the experiences that your community is having leveraging this platform?
Well, yeah, let's talk about the tonight. Why it's important for you guys to really start right now. Right now. Let me explain something to you. As you can see that our currency doesn't have the weight that it had many, many years ago. You guys are actually living in this economical crisis that we're dealing with. The pandemic was one avenue, but you can clearly see that over a few weeks ago, 2.3 Americans walked away from their jobs, right? Because people aren't being paid sufficient enough and companies are running out of surplus, right? So when you're actually experiencing this in full date and time, 4K, okay, you're experiencing this, then it behooves you to say, look, I need to move with what's changing time. You guys, most of your family and your friends and your wives and your husbands, whoever, you all shop on Amazon. You all understand that there's a digital change that has been happening. It's been taking place. So do you want to continue to stay in the position of not, or do you want to jump in the position of I'm making effort, I am doing it? This is what has been done. I'm starting now. And that now, ladies and gentlemen, it transitioned into people in my organization who started now, who decided to jump instead of waiting, who understood that, look, here it is. I showed you the avenue. I brought you to the mountaintop, but I can't push you off. You got to jump. There's something about jumping that your wings open. You spread your wings. And I can tell you this. I had a young man that I wanted to jump on the call, but he was so busy making money. Listen, this gentleman has been on and he came in and he said, look, I want to dive into the Academy, Boston. I want to dive in and I want to learn. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to kid you not. This gentleman said, look, I'm going to set up a trade account, Boston. I'm putting $2,000 in this trade account. I've learned what you all have been saying. Discipline is key and I need to be focused and I'm going to grow this capital. Ladies and gentlemen, the gentleman started to grow 2,000 in mid-May. And I kid you not, it's now 110K.
What?
That's right, Dr. China. 2K mid-May, and it's now 110K because of the access that you have given to me, that I have given to him, that access of this academy, that jumping now has changed everything. I've had individuals that literally has been able to retire from their job February of this year, okay? I have individuals that's possibly on this call right now. There might be an individual or two that literally has retired from their jobs last year. And they have literally been utilizing what we have to change their lives. And now they're like, how many lives can I change? So what am I saying, guys? There's no excuse of I need to think about it because the currency market, it's been around since the beginning. So this is not a market that you need to think about because you know about Wall Street, okay? If you go into your wallet, if you go to your app, you know you have money in your bank account. So you know money exists. You know the currency exchange moves. So then why are you procrastinating? Anyone who has a full avenue and information that was impacted upon them, if information was bestowed upon you and you have the full facts, studies show that those who get full facts make a decision instantly. If you got the full facts and still have to pray on it, then ladies and gentlemen, you have just lost the blessing that was given to you because all we do, Dr. China, all people do is pray. But for the most part, we do not pray for the discernment when the blessing comes to us.
Wow, that's strong. Faith without works is dead. So you could pray, but if you don't take the action, it's over. It's somewhere, brother. Please give me a second. So you said something that was really powerful, and I wanted to put into perspective for them for just a moment. How much was it in account?
$2,000.
Watch this, guys. This is what you have access to when you become a member. Rich University provides you with an official trading plan that shows you how to grow your money 10% a day. Now, I'm not sure what this brother did. He started in May.
Yes, he started in May. I can't recall what his percentage was daily, if it was between 8 and 10 or whatever. I don't know what his percentage was.
From May to now, so we got May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We're talking about 6 months. Now, this is simply a mathematical equation that's provided to you to provide a guide, but I needed to see what you said because I want them to see what you would need to do. If you started with a $2,000 account, day one, your goal would be to make $200 if you were growing at 10% a day. Day two, your goal would be to make $220. If you guys have ever made that type of money with us, just drop the numbers in the chat, drop 200 in the chat so that they can see. He grew it to how much, Boston? 100?
About 110K.
So that's powerful because it shows you here with 100% going correctly, that would have taken 42 days. So essentially what he's saying right now, those 4 months from May, June, July, August, September, October, November, those 6 months, like that's not impossible, but it required consistency, it required focus, it required commitment, it required him for number one to have a desire. If there is no desire on the inside of you, you will be content with whatever you got. If there's no discipline to do what's necessary to acquire that desire, you'll be content with whatever you have. And so the goal is to put you in a winning position to absolutely maximize the opportunity to have the desire. You got to come with that. We can't give you desire. I can't give you a desire to leave your job. You got to have that desire on your own. I can't give you a desire to buy a home. You got to have that desire on your own. You got to have something on the inside of you that you want to accomplish, and you're simply looking for the vehicle to do it. Because what you just said is he got in here, and not only did he have a desire, boss, that he had discipline. He was determined. He had the discipline necessary to maximize what it is that we have right here. Right. So as you can see, guys, every single person that gets started, you have access to this trading plan to show you if you wanted to leverage trade, if you wanted to trade rather inside of the market, leveraging the foreign exchange market, this is what you'll have access to. You will have access to this. But if you wanted to just purchase cryptocurrencies and maximize the fluctuation of the market, or rather the growth and the maturity of those currencies by adopting certain projects, right? Getting into projects with real utilization, then it would absolutely behoove you to know which currencies that you need to be buying and not just listening to the gamblers, the hustlers, and the rookies on social media that's telling you to get into a bunch of projects and you don't have an exit strategy to get out of these projects. So now you're putting yourself in a position buying high opposed to buying low. You need to learn the ins and outs if you want to be profitable inside of this space. Does that make sense? This is not a hustle for us. This is not a gamble for us. We're not playing no games with this. This is about generational wealth. My personal goal is to live 1,000 years. I said 1,000 years. That's 40 generations. And in order to do that, I got to make some major impact now. So my mind is not thinking about just today. My mind is not thinking about just my family, right? I'm putting you guys in a position to maximize it. So you'll have access to this. And if you're a part of our Merry Crypto Christmas challenge, we show you how to actually take $300 and grow that $300 to $40,000 in the next 90 days. Here's what that look like quickly. And then we'll tell you how you get started. You take a $300 account. Day one, your goal is to make $30. Day two, 33. Day three, 36. And by the time you get down to day seven, you're at $584.62. Week by week, you'll notice that your money begins to double, leveraging the tools that we have like Swipe Coin. If I were you, I would go to your app store right now. I would download the app called Swipe Coin. Guys, if you would just type it in the chat so that they can see what it is. This app has made us extremely happy. Let me just say that. We wake up in bliss. Let me just say that. We wake up full of excitement in our heart. Let me just say that, Boston, okay? We're full of joy because of this Swipe Coin app that has the audacity to just say, doop, doop, I got some money for you. That's what the notifications sound like. It says buy Bitcoin USD. It tells us where to take our profit at. We didn't have to necessarily in that moment analyze the chart if we didn't choose to. Yes, we have access to. Yes, you're taught how to. But if you decide that right now in the season of your life, you got a lot going on and you just want to catch the bag, you just want to make the money, that's what you are paying for. You are paying to have access to elite education, but also to have access to elite apps. Right? So week by week, your money is doubling. By the time you get to day 21, you're at $2,200. By the time you get down to day 28, guys, as you can see right here, you're at $4,300. Look at how your money is doubling. By the time you max out this plan right here, which is a 60-day trading plan that's going to take you about 90 days. If you're trading 3 to 4 times a week, you're at 83,000. But here's what we know. On this side of heaven, chances of things going perfectly like this is slim to none. So my question is, if we could show you a way to take a $300 trade account to $40,000, that's 50% going wrong. Why? Because we embed error in. Why? I've been investing long enough to know that all investment have risk. Where there's great risk, there's great reward, but you need proper risk management. So what we've done is embedded the risk in, but that's not enough. That's good right there, right? But we also want to say, listen, if you want to leave your job because maybe you need some motivation, we want to give you the plan right here and how you can walk away from something that may be holding you back from being fulfilled in life, right? If you're making $12.50 an hour on your job, working 40 hours a week, all you need to do is get to the point where you're making $100 a day to replace that income. That's $500 a week. That's $2,000 a month. If you're making $31.25 an hour on your job, working 40 hours a week, get to the point where you're making $250 a day. That's $1,250 a week. You know, when I think about the gentleman's testimony that you just said, Boston, the truth is somebody not gonna make $100,000 in the whole year, and you telling me in 6 months? Like, that's powerful to me. And so that's the opportunity that you have at hand. So I know by now you're wondering, how much does something like this cost? And I'll be honest, I think it would be fair if it costs the same amount of money you paid for your traditional education. I want to share something with you guys to put this in perspective, then we'll go into the price point. You know, if you would have invested, the stimulus check that some of you guys got, I know a lot of people were excited last year about this stimulus check. Let me know, can you guys see this? No, wait.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, perfect. If you would have invested the $1,200 stimulus check that you received last year into these particular cryptocurrencies, this is how much money you would have today. And this is why urgency. Y'all say it with me. Type it in the chat. I got to make a decision tonight. Somebody say tonight. You don't have time to keep on asking other people what they think. You don't have time to keep on giving other people permission and authority over your finances. You are the one, for whatever reason, God chose to be here. My question to you is, what do you think? Why don't tonight you give yourself permission to think and you make a decision before you get off the call, whether you're in and out? Because at the end of the day, it's free to make a decision. Yes, I believe that this is worth for somebody to make that kind of money in 6 months, more than it would have been worth for him to go to school for 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, and still never get to the point where he's making that kind of money. Absolutely is worth it. We'll tell you the price point in just a second, but I want to show you, if you would have had access a year ago, we told our whole community about every single one of these coins on here. Some of them, we let them know, hey, listen, that's a hustle coin. Some people call it a different type of a coin, but at the end of the day, we put them in a position to maximize every single coin that's on here. And if you would have just taken this money, this is what would have happened for you. Watch this.
Here's what would have happened had you invested your $1,200 stimulus check that was first issued on April 12th, 2020 into these top 10 most popular cryptocurrencies. $1,200 investment into Bitcoin today would now be worth $7,538. $1,200 investment into Ethereum would be worth $22,929. Into ADA would now be worth $76,363. Into BNB would now be worth $28,720. $1,200 investment into XRP would now be worth $5,873. Into Solana would be worth a whopping $210,389. Into Chainlink would be worth $8,544. Into Dogecoin would be worth $126,000. Into Litecoin would be $4,595. And a $1,200 investment into Terra Luna would now be worth $180,000.
Boom. Boom. Did you help? Excuse me? What?
Big. That's big, Doc. That's big. That's
Come
so
on,
big.
Bro, what?
That's so big. Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute. You 1,200. Come on. Somebody's listening right now. And that's the thing, guys. A lot of times people are saying what you don't have. No, we got money, guys. We like crab legs. You know, we like crab legs. You know what I'm saying? We like ladies, we like bundles, we like Sephora. Like, I mean, what are we talking about right now? Like, we spend this kind of money on a regular. You have this type of money. The question is, are you willing to make your money make money for you? Or are you going to keep on working for your money? Do you want your money to work for you, or will you continue to work for it? And that's really what it boils down to. So when we talk about getting started, Boston, you know, I'm going to pull up what it takes to get started. And, you know, I got something special that I may be able to offer to a few people. As you know, I work very closely with the corporate team here, but at the end of the day, the price point is so affordable, you know, for somebody to get started. I'm really blown away at the fact that you have access for the price point that it is. So I'm sharing my screen right now. Let me know if you guys can see it. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. So what you're seeing right now is an opportunity to really get started with the #1 platform in the world. Guys, this platform is absolutely amazing. It is changing the scope of the way we do everything. Kids that are going to preparing to go to traditional universities are saying, wait a minute, I really want to learn this tech. I really want to learn this DeFi. I really want to learn cryptocurrency. I really want to learn metaverse. And if you're a parent on here, I want to encourage you. It's not 1974 anymore. Like honestly, I'm not down on education. I'm just up on opportunity. I'm not down on education, but when I see, you know, 97% of people stuck in student loan debt, not even working in the field that they got the degree for, I got common sense. All I'm saying is that if your child who is going to be living in a different time than what you lived in, you know, has a different desire, just start to listen a little bit, because a lot of people got dusty pieces of paper hanging up on their wall that don't mean nothing to them. And they got a lot of student loan debt behind that paper. So we living in a time where you don't need that no more to become a millionaire. You don't need that no more to have financial freedom. You don't need that anymore like you did at one point. That's not the prerequisites anymore. So I want to encourage you to be open to this new financial reality. So what does it take to get started? Guys, I highly recommend Elite. And the reason that I do is because we honestly use all of the different academies. These academies are powerful individually, but collectively, oh my gosh. Listen, the FRX Academy is the one that I showed you, where you get all the basic fundamentals and knowledge of what you need to do, so that when you get into the DCX Academy, as it relates to cryptocurrency, there's some terminology that makes sense for you. And HFX is really sexy. It allows you to make money in minutes. People are really enjoying learning binary options. And so you want to have that option because it allows you to save money. Now, the app that I told you to download is right here. It's called SwipeCoin. You see that? This is what it should look like when you go to your Apple store, your Google store. Once you become a member tonight, somebody say tonight, type in tonight. Once you become a member tonight, because you got to get into the business of making decisions. If you don't get into a habit of making decisions, somebody will always make decisions for you. And that's a dangerous way to live. That is a dangerous way to live. If you don't get into a habit of making decisions, let me tell you what wealthy people do. We're quick to make decisions and very slow to change our minds. People who are not wealthy are just the opposite. They take a long time to make a decision. And once they finally decided anything, I'm talking about, they're like a little leaf on the ground. Anything will blow them left or right. They have no soundness. Detach from those traits and make whatever your decision is, just make the decision and stick with it. That's it. Download this app. Once you become a member, you're going to have immediate access to the alerts that's going to tell you what to trade. Guys, we're having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun. That's my way of being compliant on here. Just know we're having a lot of fun when these trade alerts come through and they tell us what to trade and how to get this money, right? So all of these apps you will have access to. All of these apps individually are powerful, but when you got access to these apps, you're not leaving no money on the table. Now, this right here normally would be actually over $900. We have a sale going on right now. So right now you pay $324.94 to access all of those academies. And instead of us charging you $3,500, up front for your annual education, we decided to make it affordable and available for the masses. So all you pay tonight, somebody say tonight, type it in the chat, tonight is $324.94. 28 days later, you simply pay $274.95 to continue your subscription, to continue to have access, to continue the ability to grow and compound with us, leveraging the system that we just provided. Now, we also offer you a scholarship. I want you to get back with the person and ask them a little bit more about that scholarship. And Boston, I know you wanted to come in and interject something. We got something special going on right now. So I want you to come in and interject really quick about what's happening right now that they can absolutely take advantage of.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, guys, you guys heard the price, right? And that's less than $11. I just want to make sure you guys know that's less than $11 a day. So for my Starbucks drinkers and all of these people who, by the time you leave the house, you've already spent more than $11. I want you to think about that. That, man, you're telling me what I spend daily is what I can put towards an education, a platform that will help me to win. I want you to put that in perspective right now, okay? And then I also want you to put in perspective that when you guys come on board, you're going to learn about this decentralized space, and you're going to learn about DeFi, where we're going to show you how to become bankable, how to be an investor in appreciating assets, and be able to not only put your money there in this appreciating asset, but borrow against your money. So guess what? You can be the lender and the borrower. Now that's big. So here it is, that not only that you're going to be learning how to trade, but you're going to have a banking portfolio that is appreciating. That is amazing. So go ahead and type tonight in the chat. Type tonight. Say, I'm ready tonight. Type tonight in the chat, guys. I'm ready tonight. Because here's the thing. What we got for y'all, I want to see y'all type tonight, because I'm not even saying what we got for y'all. I need to see tonight. Say tonight. I'm ready. Okay, tonight. I need to hear tonight. Because what we got for you guys, what we have for you all, if you move and you move tonight, you heard that, right? If you move and you move tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I need a drum roll. I don't think y'all understand me. I love it, Dr. China. Ladies and gentlemen, you get access for less than $200. That's right. Oh my gosh. For less than $200. If you act tonight, that's right, Dr. China.
Wow.
What we will do is we will put them in the digital space for less than $200, and then what we'll do, we'll let them get full access come 28 days later, that they can upgrade into the full elite space. Now this is big.
Wow, guys, let me tell you something. You know, there's a lot of things y'all did with $200. I'm telling you, you could easily spend money miscellaneous. You get access tonight for less than $200 to maximize this digital space. Now, guys, this is for a limited time only, for a limited amount of people. If I were you, I would be texting a person now. Send me the link. The link is going to give you unique access to get into this platform. Get in now. Maximize now, tonight, so that you can get on the inside. Guys, listen, crypto is going crazy. You know you get the benefit. I don't care how much you put in. People like, but I don't have a lot of money. You don't need a lot of money. You just need to get in. This is about timing, right? There's people that have been able to put in just $50 and was still able to see that grow more than their bank would have grown it. It's not about how.
Wow. I'm so excited, guys. I hope you enjoyed what you heard on tonight. I told you we was giving away free game. In less than an hour, we gave you an earful of knowledge that can change the trajectory of your life. I'm Natasha Wilson, a boss chick. What do you need to do to get started? Get back with me ASAP. Yes, I will help you get started in this space and help you have a Merry Crypto Christmas. Even if Christmas passed, by the time you hear this, if you're in one of our 120 countries that we're located in, that's fine too. You can get started. It does not matter. You just have to position yourself. Is this available to everyone? No. But because you saw this information today, because you tapped into my page, you have access. And I'm willing to work with you. If you're coachable, you have your money to start, And I don't need your credit card information. I don't need none of that. You can sign up with Bitcoin if you already have crypto. You can sign up with your own card. All you need is my special link to get connected to this platform. I thank you for listening and tuning in. Get started. Make a decision. Change you and your family's life. Not tomorrow, but today. God bless you and thank you for tuning in. Let's connect.